People think rain is harmless, but the rain I'm about to tell you about doesn't fall. It arrives. When my father died, he left me a small apartment. A note inside simply said, "If you hear water, don't go outside." The apartment itself felt alive. The barometer above the kitchen doorway shook, even when the air was still. At 3:14 a.m., I woke up to a single drop hitting the floor. Then I heard it, a whisper. "Did you open it?" I went to the attic. Dozens of wet handprints were pressed into the wood. In the far corner, a small wooden box labeled Sarcadia sat, half buried in dust. The box was warm, not like electricity, more like the air itself was breathing from it. I opened it. Inside, nothing, but the smell of wet stone and old rain filled the room. That night, the air in the apartment felt wrong, thick, heavy. I could hear the walls breathing, slow and deep. I told myself it was impossible, but the hallway exhaled, the window strained inward, and the wood under the carpet shifted like something enormous was stretching below. That night the air felt wrong. The hallway outside my bedroom door seemed to breathe, slow, rhythmic, deep, not human. I stood in the doorway barefoot, staring into the dark. Shadows moved independently. Then I heard the whisper, "You're standing in the wrong place." A shadow nearest the floor detached itself and began crawling toward me. I slammed the door. The breathing stopped. The house froze. But then the doorknob slowly lowered. A scratch. Something dragged its nails down the door, tracing the outline of my height, like it was memorizing me. I didn't sleep. At sunrise, I checked the hallway camera. At 3:03 a.m., lights flickered. At 3:04, a shadow stretched unnaturally long. At 3:05, my bedroom door opened. I was still in bed. At 3:06, someone walked out. Someone my height, my posture, in my pajamas. Not me. It lifted its hand and waved, not friendly, not playful, as if saying goodbye to another version of itself. At 3:07, the video glitched. When it returned, the hallway was empty. On the wall appeared a message, written in thin black lines. "You should not be here." The next night, I lost an hour, not figuratively, literally missing 60 minutes. I had been texting a friend at 1:47 a.m. I blinked. 2:51 a.m. message unsent. I hadn't moved. The air held me in place. Footsteps began above me. Slow, deliberate, heavy. They moved across the attic floor to the spot above my bed and stopped. Then, tap, tap, tap. Something knocked from the attic floor to the ceiling above my head. 3 knocks. A signal. The attic hatch, shut for weeks, was now open. A ladder had unfolded itself halfway down. The air was colder than winter. The ladder creaked. I hadn't touched it. Something above had. My phone rang. Unknown number. Local area code. I answered. A voice whispered, "Why aren't you where I left you?" I felt the cold from the attic deepen. I hung up. It rang again immediately. Same number. Same silence. Then, "Come back upstairs." I backed away. The ceiling above the hallway bulged, palm prints appearing, longer than human, wrong. Nails scraped across the inside. It was crawling above me, looking for a way down. I ran into my room. The vent whispered, "You were upstairs an hour ago. Do you want to know what you were doing? You were not alone." At 3:01 a.m., a video appeared in my cloud, filmed from inside the attic. I saw myself walking sleepily into the hallway, reaching the ladder, climbing into the darkness. Then the camera turned, focusing on something tall in the corner. Something raised its hand and touched the back of my neck. Last frame. Me, smiling in the dark. A smile I'd never made before. The next morning, I tried to leave. The front window was gone. Not broken, just gone. Then it was back. Sunlight the same, but cold. Like the house didn't want me to see the outside world. I went to the bathroom. My reflection wore a gray hoodie I hadn't touched in weeks. I lifted my hand. The reflection lifted its hand a half-second later. It mouthed one word: run. The hallway changed. Stairs that didn't exist yesterday led downward to a basement I didn't have. The house was rearranging itself. For me, I ran outside, or tried to. The front door opened, but I saw my hallway instead of the street. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. It was my own voice, older. I'm you 43 days from now. Don't let it take you upstairs again. Don't trust the windows. Every window in the house turned black. The walls whispered my name, urging me to stay. We kept you safe. We kept you warm. You don't have to leave. You belong here. The house locked itself. Floorboards stretched like rubber. Footsteps from the attic descended. Something was coming. Something purposeful. I could hear it moving above me. It wasn't steps anymore. It was everything. The attic wasn't up there. It was inside the house. Every wall, ceiling, floorboard vibrated with it. The air thickened. It smelled like rain, the kind that waits for you in nightmares. I ran to the bathroom mirror. I needed something real. But it wasn't me. My reflection was older, wet, smiling. Do you remember the hour you lost? I remembered climbing the ladder, the hand on my neck, the attic breathing. I remembered that I never left. From the corner of the bathroom, I saw it. Tall, long fingers, no face. It glided closer. I screamed. It mirrored my voice. It raised its hand and touched the mirror ripples spread. I was looking through it. The world behind the glass was alive. I saw myself, or what had become of me, walking the endless hallways. Calm, peaceful, but the hand was still reaching for me. The mirror whispered, "Join the season, or stay behind." I realized I had always been part of this house. Every lost hour, every whisper, every reflection. It was a cycle. Now I had to choose, step through or remain. I stepped forward. Light. Then nothing. When I opened my eyes, I was outside. The front door and windows were normal. But something lingered. The smell of wet stone. The whisper in my ear. We are waiting. And I knew the season hadn't ended. Not for me, not for anyone. And the rain, it never truly falls. And as the rain whispers against your window, remember, the season waits for no one. If you survived this tale, step carefully back into the light. And if you wish to witness more stories like this, subscribe and leave a like. The rain will be waiting for you.